I'm a former foster youth, and now I have a master's in marriage and family therapy with a trauma specialization. So here are 10 things I wish foster parents knew from someone who has actually been the kid in the system. 1, your house being safe doesn't mean I immediately feel safe in it. You might be thinking, but I'm giving you a good home. Why don't you trust me? Because safety isn't just about whether you're going to hurt me. My understanding of safety was shaped by instability, separation, adults making decisions I couldn't control, and not knowing what was going to happen next. Trust takes time. 2, I might test you, and that doesn't necessarily mean I don't like you. Sometimes children who have experienced instability will push boundaries, reject affection, create conflict, or try to figure out exactly where your limits are. That behavior can be incredibly frustrating, but sometimes the underlying question is, what happens when I become difficult? Are you still going to be here? 3, don't make me prove that I deserve to stay. I shouldn't have to be grateful enough, easy enough, well-behaved enough, or attached enough to earn stability. I'm a child. I don't need to perform gratitude for being given basic care. 4, I can love you and still want my biological family. Those things aren't mutually exclusive. Loving you doesn't erase the attachment I have to my parents, siblings, relatives, or the life I had before I entered care. And missing my biological family doesn't mean you failed. 5, please don't make me responsible for your feelings about my biological parents. If I defend them, miss them, talk about them constantly, or even say things about them that you don't understand, you don't need to convince me that they're bad people. I need somewhere to put those complicated feelings without worrying that I'm hurting you. 6, you don't get to decide what parts of my story I'm allowed to grieve. I might grieve my parents. I might grieve my siblings. I might grieve my home, my neighborhood, my school, my belongings, my routines, or even people who hurt me. Trauma doesn't always make grief neat or logical. 7, my belongings matter more than you might realize. When you're moved through multiple homes, possessions can become one of the few tangible pieces of continuity you have. So please don't treat my things like clutter or replace everything without considering what those things mean to me. 8, don't interpret survival behaviors as character flaws. Hoarding food, lying, stealing, shutting down, controlling situations, hiding things, hypervigilance, difficulty accepting help. Those behaviors can have histories. That doesn't mean every behavior should be allowed without boundaries, but it means I need you to be curious about what that behavior is communicating instead of immediately deciding that I'm manipulative or disrespectful or bad. 9, please don't assume that because I'm doing well that I'm okay. Foster youth can become incredibly good at adapting to whatever environment we're placed in. Compliance isn't necessarily attachment. Good grades aren't necessarily stability. Being quiet isn't necessarily regulation. Sometimes functioning is just functioning. And 10, loving me doesn't make the system that brought me to you uncomplicated. You can be a genuinely good foster parent and still be part of an experience that's incredibly painful for the child. You can love me deeply and still represent a separation from my family that I didn't choose. Those things can exist at the same time. I think foster parents deserve support in understanding that complexity, and foster youth deserve adults who can tolerate it, because I shouldn't have to choose between telling you that I love you and telling you that this hurts.